you know, I collect African art and I collect a lot of contemporary art, but one of the things that really interests me is the spirituality and the magic in art. And when you start thinking about what indigenous people did, they created works to invoke spirit, to open gateways to ancestors, to gods. And so I think that that work that takes place now can have that same sort of meaning, or at least reference that sort of thing.
I've always been intrigued by hoodoo practices. You know, at one point in time, people in my family were practicing hoodoo. This exhibition was just a way for us to be able to explore this conversation about what does African spirituality look like in the United States of America.
Contemporary art really can be a gateway to the spirit.
The work that you see right now come from a series that I call Spirit Carriers. And these spirit carriers essentially are vessels that are created with the idea of a vessel to take care of or carry the spirit where it needs to go at the moment of death.
These are the word wands. They're actually a tool to remind us that words have power. Like a magnifying glass harnesses the power of the sun, the wands magnify the power within.
We have so many different artists of all ages and backgrounds, some who are actually practitioners in African spiritual systems, some who are not, some who are just inspired by the concept itself.
I was very eager to participate in the show because so often people think of magic power as something outside of themselves.
I initially began this series this past summer after there were a few more killings of unarmed black men by police. And I was really thinking about the idea of how to care for their spirits at that moment of death. And I started to think about an idea of a vessel, something that can carry it, and thus the Spirit Carrier series was born.
This is really a celebration of our spiritual systems, the traditions of our ancestors, and it's like really important work.
I'm really heavily influenced by traditional African spiritual practices. The Spirit Carriers are actually, the architecture of them are inspired by the chief's or the Oba's crown in Yoruba land. Those crowns are veiled with beadwork to protect the Oba from any negative energy, but also to protect the public from the power of the chief as well.
Art is more than just stuff on walls. It brings out something, it brings people together, it opens pathways, it teaches, it informs, and all of that stuff is happening in this show now.
Just with his own collection of artifacts and masks and ritualistic objects. I mean, he has like one of the largest, like probably private collections in the world. And so this has been a way to like honor a practice that he's been doing. Also, it's a celebration of Rush Arts Philly.
This is more to me than a show. You know, this is about a dream of building Rush into a national organization. This is the first step in it. We got 2 galleries going, we have 1 theme, and we have 30 artists in it.
We also saw the show as a way to bring artists from Philly, bring them to New York artists, bring them down to Philly as well, to have like this, you know, cross-state conversation going about this African spirituality and technology.
And I love the idea of calling it hoodoo because it is urban. It does make me think of the hood and the ways in which the hood is dissed as something or some place where we don't want to be or be affiliated with, but oh, the awesome beauty and power of the hood.
I am very committed to making sure that we are able to dispel the misconceptions about African spirituality, not only in media and popular culture, but also in our communities. You know, opening is great, it's fantastic. People are really excited about the work.
We're going to be in a bevy of powerful people.
I hope that people come with, come open, you know, open to receive, open to share, open to give.
The artists participating in the show and the viewers in a dynamic dialogue.
I think if people come with that kind of spirit in mind, then it'll be a wonderful opening.